All right, now this is pretty similar to finding the length of a side. What you did just before this, we're still going to do the SOHCAHTOA thing. The difference here is we're looking for one of the angles, but it starts out like exactly the same. It's like you're standing down here at the angle. I know you made fun of my stick figure, but it's like you're standing down here. Now the 33 is across from the box, so that one has to be the hypotenuse. The other side, if you're right here, you're right next to the 31, that and then adjacent. The blank side would be the opposite, but there's nothing here, so we're not going to label it. A and H. So everything is going pretty much the same thing. A and H, C for cosine. Here's the only difference. On the calculator, you see in blue, yeah, you might be able to see that on here, has sine -1, cosine -1, tan -1. What that does is that finds the angle instead. So we already picked out it's going to be C for cosine, and all of you did actually well with that before when we were finding the lengths. So the only difference here is you're going to hit second cosine. Then you put the 31, because the A's first, over the hypotenuse and hit enter. So we got cosine -1, 31 over 33, and then just hit enter. Nearest degree, 20 degrees. And make sure your calculator's in degrees. You hit mode again for that, then to get out, second mode. All right. So on two, again, if you're standing down here at the question mark, the angle, hypotenuse is blank. The one across from the box is blank. We're not going to label it. We're right next to 45, adjacent, all the way across to the other side, the opposite side. H is blank. We got the O and the A. Goes with the T, tan, but we're going to hit the second, so that's the little -1 thing. OA. O over A. Opposite over adjacent. Second, tan, 81 over 45. 60.9 rounds up to 61. Number 3. So again, we're standing down here. I won't do this stupid figure next problem. Across from the box is the hypotenuse. The one we're right next to is blank. We're not going to label it. If you had to walk all the way to the other side, that's the opposite. O and H, sine, but we want the angle, so we do the -1 thing. O, then H, so 6, then the 7. Second, sine, 6 over 7. The 0.9 bumps that 8 up to 59 degrees. So the hypotenuse is blank. If we're right at the question mark, 45 is adjacent right next to it. All the way across, opposite. We have O and A, 10. We want the angle, so the -1. TOA, so O is first, 60 over 45. Oops. 53. And 5, adjacent, crossing the box, height. A and H is cosine, so TOA. Cosine -1, 45 over 56. (36.5), 37 degrees. And on 6, we're right here at the question mark, at the angle. So this cross from the box is hypotenuse, all the way to the other side, opposite. Sine, O then H. We're looking for the angle, the -1 thing, 3 over 6. So you hit second sine 3 over 6. Hey, that one's exact. 30 degrees. All right, so you try the last 4, and then that is it for the day.